friends, and welcome to the nursery. In years past, we've actually split up our nursery in between babies and kiddos who are 2 years and older, but that's actually going to be changing here pretty soon. And we're actually going to have the distinction between our nursery and a technical toddler's room. We're going to call them crawlers and walkers, but they're all going to be a part of the nursery. So what used to be the mother's lounge will actually be for babies who are 0 to 18 months, your crawlers if you will, and anyone who's above 18 months will be in this room, what is currently what we use as the nursery, and they'll be our walkers. So for future reference, we'll just call them the crawlers and the walkers room. So for our crawlers and our walkers in our nursery, the biggest thing that we want as our win here in Kidslife for these kiddos is that they feel safe, loved, and cared for while their parents are in the worship center learning about Jesus. That way, when their parents are finished, they can go home and disciple their infants and babies through those first few years of life and teach them the real concrete details about who Jesus is. So that's our win on a Sunday morning, is that our kiddos who are our crawlers and our walkers in our nursery feel loved, safe, and cared for. The way that we do that is a multifaceted approach. But first off, we'll start with our sticker process. We talked about it a little bit in our safety video, but all of our children who come into our care in the nursery need to be wearing their name sticker. You'll also collect from a parent their initials as well as a diaper bag. The initials will be on the clipboard at the door, and then their diaper bag will also go on a hook by the door when our children come into the classroom. And then you'll also make sure that you notate on the clipboard what hook number you put that child's bag on, so that you can make sure to reference it throughout the hour that you have that child so that they feel well cared for. Now, when you're in here, we want you to do whatever you need to do to make a child feel comfortable, whether that's playing or coloring or cuddling or giving them a snack. We do have Cheerios that are available, and we can also approve any non-peanut related snack for kids to use during the hour or the service that they're with us. Now, when they are here, if they are eating, we do ask that we have all of our children seated at our table so that we don't have kiddos walking around with food in their mouths to potentially be a choking hazard. Now, during the Sunday morning, if you want to play games with our kiddos, you're welcome to do that. The corkboard behind me has a sheet of paper on it that's been laminated with our Kidslife games. Those are 9 games that you can choose from at any point on a Sunday to play with any kiddos that you have, including our walkers. Now, crawlers might be a different story. They probably just want some cuddles and maybe to be pushed around in a stroller and be given a bottle. But either way, you can feel free to play those games if you'd like. Now, once during the entire serve time that you're serving, we do want to make sure that we're checking diapers. If you're here for a longer period, say for an event, we want to be checking diapers at least once an hour. We want to make sure that children are dry and clean when they go home. We have appropriate diapering guidelines for you if you're not familiar with those on all of our changing stations, as well as disinfectant and gloves. Please be sure for your own safety to wear gloves when you are changing a child for any reason. In our nursery, we also have extra clothes for those oopsie accidents, and we also have black grocery bags in our bathroom that you can use to wrap clothes up in to send home with parents at the end of the day. Those clothes are going to be located in a black chest of drawers in our playpen area, and those black bags are going to be located in the bathroom, like I mentioned. Any other supplies that you might need, like Band-Aids, tissues, anything like that, is going to be located in a metal cabinet in your classroom. We also have a bin for things that are lost and then eventually found, and for anything that needs to be washed. Kiddos like to put a lot of things in their mouths, so anything that goes into a mouth can definitely end up in the wash bin, and we'll take care of it throughout the week. And we also have 2 handheld vacuums available for you while you're here. You're free to also use the Roku TV for anything that is appropriate for our toddlers, or for our walkers and our crawlers. Excuse me, even I'm getting used to this new system. So please welcome our kiddos to the nursery warmly. Be so excited that they're here. That is the first step to making sure that parents can go into the worship center and hear the gospel. If kiddos have a hard time, give them about 15 minutes, and then we can go ahead and just check in with mom and dad. You can go ahead and text them based on the phone number that you see on their tag about what they would like for us to do. Speaking of their tag, that's also where you can find any of a child's allergies or any behavioral or medical concerns that we are aware of. If you have any questions that I've not mentioned here in our video, please feel free to reach out to either Dan or myself, and we'd love to get you more information about serving in the nursery, specifically with our crawlers and our walkers.